it is impossible to uphold it if the issue of the judge's fairness itself is decided against him. So it makes no difference at all if the orders made by the judge may be justified, or even if they were made by consent. And that was the case in Miller and Dixon. Some of the defendants tried by the judges concerned had pleaded guilty, but their pleas had to be set aside because the judge was not sufficiently independent to be sitting in the court at all. So, members of the jury, there are two Caribbean cases which I would like to mention. The first comes from Belize, and it deals in particular with the concept of the notional fair-minded and independent observer, who is the person whose objective assessment of the situation provides the relevant test. The case is called Belize Bank and the Attorney General of Belize, and the circumstances were briefly that the new government of the day, this was in 2011, had appointed an appeal board, and the appeal board was to hear complaints about the government's predecessor, complaints which had a political character. So the case was both political and it was fact-sensitive. It resulted in a majority decision in the Privy Council rejecting the complaint of apparent bias, but with an interesting and, I think, persuasive dissent by Lord Brown. The contribution to principle, as I say, is most notably to be found in the discussion of the attributes of the notional observer. Lord Kerr, who delivered the leading judgment, said this: "The notional observer must be presumed to have two characteristics: full knowledge of the material facts and fair-mindedness." One should recall Lord Staines's approval in Lowell and Northern Spirit.
Good afternoon. This afternoon, I've been asked to speak on the topic parliamentary privilege in the Caribbean. I wondered why I had been given this controversial topic, especially at this time. But I have, and I shall try to deal with it manfully. I've chosen in the brief time, I think I have 20 minutes, that I have been allotted to speak to current events, locating them through the lens of history, for it is only through that lens, I believe, that much of our current difficulties can be understood. And I have selected two events which, to my mind, disclose